Do you have an awesome business idea that you believe others could benefit from, but not sure where to begin? Well, many years ago, that's exactly where I was. After years of trial and error, a couple of college degrees, and several lessons learned, I was able to open and operate a successful business. But before doing so, I needed to harness all those ideas that were flying all around in my head, organize my thoughts, outline a plan, and strategically create processes and procedures. In doing that, I developed and outlined a business plan which worked for me. At the end of this video, I will share with you my business plan template for free. Now, regardless if you are planning to open a home daycare or any other business, these key principles can be used to create your business plan. As you follow along, look at these points as questions. And as you ponder over these questions, your answers will formulate the details to your specific business goals. If you're interested in learning how to create a business plan without reinventing the wheel, keep listening to the very end. Let's get started. Point 1, executive summary. This is the beginning point of the business plan. The executive summary provides an overview defining your future business's purpose by answering these questions. What is your business name? And does your business name identify your goods and services? Does this name represent your brand well? These are just a few important questions to ask yourself. What is your mission statement? That is, like a steering wheel or the driving force behind your business plan, which defines what you want your business to achieve. What type of services will you offer? What's your target market? In other words, who's your ideal client? What are your business goals? Short term, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, and so on. What's your financial overview? Clearly stated, what are the funding requirements for your business to open and operate successfully? Next is point 2, company description. Under point 2, you will provide answers to these questions. What will be your business structure? Is it a sole proprietorship, partnership, LLC, or corporation? What is your company history? What is the story behind your business? And when was the business licensed or established? What is your business model? How do you plan to generate revenue and provide services? Will your clients pay for services weekly or monthly? Location. Where will your business be located? Will this be in your home, or will this be in a rental, or do you plan to lease a space? This brings us to point number 3, market analysis. This will require some research on the area where you plan to do your business. So what is your industry overview? How is the daycare industry in the area where you plan to open your business? What are the trends in growth? And how is regulatory environment? What is your target market? Who are your future customers? What are the demographics in your surrounding area? What are the ages, number of children, how many children, and income of those who live in the area where you plan to open your business? What are your market needs? So based on your demographics, what are the specific needs in your community, and is there a demand for your services? How do you view your competitive analysis? How does it fare? Who are your competitors, and what are the existing home daycares offering? Now, what differentiates you from your competitors? How will your home daycare stand out amongst your competitors? And in other words, what does your business have that makes your services a must-have? This brings us to point number 4, organization and management. Company flowchart. Your company flowchart only applies if you plan to have others working in your business. So determine if you will have others assisting in your home daycare, and if yes, what is their role, and will they all report to you? Or if you choose, will they report to an assistant? What will your management team look like if you plan to have others working with you? Staffing requirements. Now, what will your staffing requirements be? So to answer this question, you need to determine the maximum number of children permitted in your home daycare. And based on that number, what are the ratios? In other words, personnel to children, and how many personnel members will you need based on the number of children you plan to service? So staff qualifications. What are the staff requirements for you and any personnel you have working with your children in your home daycare. You will need to know what credentials, certifications, and licenses are required for your home daycare. How will you set up your hiring plan if you plan to hire others? So, what's your process to acquire personnel, and how will you pay them? This brings us to point number 5, services and curriculum. Child care program. What are the ages of the children you plan to serve, and what type of care will you be providing? As far as curriculum is concerned, what is your educational philosophy and what type of curriculum will you provide? Will your curriculum be developed by yourself or will you purchase it? Also, feel free to visit our website in the link below to learn more about our customized curriculum made easy for you to follow. This takes us to daily schedule. Now, regarding your daily schedule, what will your hours of operation be? What activities are you planning, and when will these take place? Will you offer any special programs or services such as before and after care or any other specialty paid program? For nutrition and health policies, will you provide meals? Will you provide sick care? And if so, how will you go about doing so to keep the children in your care safe and any other expenses or fees? Next, we move on to point number 6, marketing and sales strategy. Marketing strategies promote businesses and creates awareness of your business. Sales strategies focus on converting prospects into customers. So regarding your pricing strategy, how will you price your services compared to competitors? And remember to utilize your information from your marketing analysis, which was performed in point 3, and this will help you to determine the best price. What about enrollment process? Once you acquire interested clients, what does your enrollment process look like? In other words, how can parents register their children? Is there a registration fee? And if so, what do parents receive for this fee? Marketing channel. For your marketing channel, how will you promote your home daycare? Will you use social media? And if so, what form of social media will you use? Once you have your customers, customer retention should be a top priority. So the question is, what will you do to keep your existing families engaged, happy, so that they will stay with your business? Partnerships is another important factor. So when it comes to partnerships, think what potential partnerships in your community can you form with businesses, schools, and others to act as a feeder for future clients, as well as referrals to your new business partnerships form. This brings us to point number 7, operations plan. An operations plan is a detailed outline of what you will focus on in the immediate future. So for example, setup. How will you furnish and lay out your home daycare space? Will you use your entire home? Will you use a certain room? Or do you have existing furniture for these spaces, or will you need to acquire new things? Then daily operations. What does your daily operations look like? This is from the minute before your door opens until the minute your door closes. So what materials, what supplies, equipment, things like that will you need to provide the care for the children in your business? Will you need sign-in forms? Will you need logs and other items to complete your day-to-day home daycare business? Technology. This is something we can't function without in this day and age. Knowing this, you need to ask, what software or tools will you use for your business? Focus on efficiency, not just for yourself, but for your parents as well. You want this to be a smooth process for them. Also, will you have technology for your children? And if so, what kind? Supplies and equipment. What supplies and equipment will you need? So think back to your day-to-day business and what will be needed to accomplish these goals. Once you're up and running, you will need to determine how will you maintain your regulatory compliance. You can determine this by checking with your local and state agencies to determine how do they communicate updates and new regulations, and establish a method to keep current. This is a must. This brings us to insurance. What type of insurance policies will you need to secure to protect not just yourself and your business, but also the children and families on your property? How much coverage is needed, and what does it cost? Finally, we arrive at point number 8, the financial plan. The financial plan outlines business's current financial circumstances. So this is your short-term and your long-term monetary goals and strategies to meet these. So how do you determine your financial plan? You accomplish this by answering these questions. Startup costs. What will it cost you to acquire all the things needed to open your doors for business? In other words, what are the pre-opening and post-opening expenses? These are typically one-time expenses, but not always. Next are our revenue projections. Revenue projections are estimates of how much money your business will generate over a set period of time. And this is best to calculate on a monthly basis of what you project to generate from your business due to its primary operations and fees. Will your business projections total X number of dollars? The expense projections is the estimated monthly and yearly operating cost. In other words, what are you projected to pay out each month to operate your business? Next, break-even analysis. The break-even analysis refers to the point when the total business expenses, money going out, and the total revenue, money coming in, are equal. So when your business break even, that's something you'll need to identify. You will want to identify this and determine when it will take place for your business. Cash flow projections. What is the planned monthly and annual cash flow forecast? In other words, what is projected to flow in and what is projected to flow out? This is something you'll want to determine in your planning before you open. And finally, this brings us to the funding requirements. This section outlines how much funding is needed. So what are the potential sources of where this funding will come from, whether it's coming from your personal savings, a loan, investor, or others? This may or may not be necessary, but as always should be considered. Appendix or point number 9 is extra. And as you work through your business plan, you may discover that there are some answers you may not know, and that's okay. This just means more thought and research needs to be done. So you can use this section to add things such as additional support, supporting documentation, future plans to scale your business. Now, as mentioned at the onset of this video, this business plan can be used for any business by answering the questions specific to your business that is to come. To receive your free template, click on the link below, and remember, please like and subscribe to more helpful information for your business and for your future and existing daycare home. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time.